If you were anywhere near Delhi's Red Fort, Lal Killa, on the evening of November 10th, 2025, well, you felt it. The ground didn't just shake, it violently erupted.
Yeah.
And that single blast, as devastating as it was first reported as just an isolated event. But the deeper we dive into the investigation sources we've seen, it becomes really clear that this attack was just, the tip of a terrifying iceberg.
Much more to it.
So our mission today is to move past that initial shock. We want to focus on the cold, hard facts the investigators uncovered, the terrifying scope of the actual plot, the very unusual profile of the people involved, and what this all tells us about how terror planning is changing.
Right. So to set the scene, let's just anchor that moment. Sources confirm the blast happened just before 7 p.m., around 6:52 p.m. actually,
Okay.
near the Lal Killa metro station in Old Delhi. It came from a high-power explosion inside a white Hyundai i20. The car was just stopped at a traffic light. It was sudden, very visceral, really caught the Capitol completely off guard.
And the impact was immediate and widespread. We're not talking about some small device here. The shock wave, people felt it kilometers away.
Yeah.
At the blast site itself, the sources, they paint a horrific picture. Multiple cars, auto rickshaws nearby, just engulfed in flames. And the human cost.
Yeah.
Just tragic.
Yeah.
We know at least 13 people were killed right away.
Terrible.
And over 40 reported injured just in that immediate area.
Yeah, the scale of that destruction, especially right there at a busy traffic crossing, it immediately signaled this was, a planned act of terror, not some kind of accident.
Right.
So the investigation was instantly escalated. India's two main counterterror forces were brought in: the National Investigation Agency, the NIA, and the Delhi Police Special Cell.
Okay, so for listeners who might not follow all the different agencies in India, why both? Why the NIA and the Special Cell?
Well, it's really about jurisdiction and expertise. The NIA usually steps in when a plot looks like it has implications across states or maybe even international links. It suggests they suspected an organized network right away. The Delhi Police Special Cell, though, they're crucial for that fast, on-the-ground local intelligence.
Got it.
Tracing vehicles, securing the immediate scene.
Yeah.
Having both involved from the get-go proves the agencies thought this was potentially massive right from hour one.
So their first big step was tracing that car, the white Hyundai i20, Haryana registration.
Yeah.
And we learned it had been sold multiple times. That sounds complicated.
Oh, extremely complicated. Tracking ownership history like that is tough. But the investigators, they focused first on the driver who was killed in the blast. They initially suspected maybe a suicide bomber.
Right.
Using DNA analysis from the scene, they pretty quickly identified him. Dr. Umar Mohammed, he also used an alias, Umar Unabi.
Okay, hold on. Dr. Umar Mohammed, this is where the investigation shifts, right? From a standard criminal probe into a national security nightmare. Finding a terrorist is one thing, but finding out it's Dr. Umar Mohammed, a medical professional, associated with Afala University in Faridabad, that profile must have just stopped the investigators cold.
It immediately raised a massive, massive red flag.
Yeah.
Dr. Mohammed wasn't some marginalized, low-level recruit.
Right.
He was an educated, integrated member of society. And that finding forced the NIA to pivot. They realized they probably weren't just tracking a single bomber. They might be uncovering a sophisticated network operating under this cover of respectability.
And the more they dug into his connections, the deeper this rabbit hole went. The sources reveal what has to be the most shocking discovery. This whole plot, it was being orchestrated by a core group of 6 doctors.
Yes. Highly educated professionals involved in an active terrorist conspiracy. That detail is just pivotal.
Wow.
When we talk about terrorism, we often picture recruitment maybe targeting vulnerable people or, young people radicalized online. But the involvement of doctors, people who hold positions of trust, who have advanced technical knowledge, it signals a potential shift, an evolution in recruitment strategy.
Oh, so?
Well, these kinds of people are less likely to raise immediate flags. They have the means, maybe the technical know-how, to plan and execute large, complex operations much more effectively.
And the sheer resources and organization needed for this plot really demonstrate that expertise, because the goal was never just that one car bomb near the Red Fort.
No.
That blast, terrifying as it was just a prelude to something far more catastrophic and coordinated.
Exactly right. The investigation uncovered this, jaw-dropping serial blast plan. The objective was to coordinate simultaneous explosions across not one, but 4 major cities.
4 cities. Which ones?
Delhi, Jaipur, Lucknow, and Bhopal.
Wow. Okay. And what was the mechanism? How were they planning to do this across 4 different state capitals?
The sources confirm the plan involved rigging an absolutely astonishing number of cars. 32 cars.
32.
32 cars, rigged with bombs, to be positioned for simultaneous detonation across those 4 cities. Just think about the logistics for a second.
Yeah.
32 vehicles. They had to be acquired, paid for somehow, fitted with IEDs, stored safely, and then moved into position in 4 different major cities without getting caught by state police or local intelligence.
That speaks to huge financial backing and an operational structure it's terrifyingly robust.
Absolutely. That level of coordination across multiple state lines like that, it suggests really deep operational control.
How were the IEDs actually made? Did the sources give any insight into the technical side? The difficulty?
They did provide some details. The bombs used in the Red Fort blast,
Mm.
and presumably the ones planned for the other cars, they used NPK fertilizer.
Oh, okay. That's pretty common, right?
It's commonly available, often used in improvised explosives. But it was used alongside intricate wiring and what they described as cylinder-type IEDs. Now, while NPK is accessible, safely weaponizing it, making it stable, and then ensuring simultaneous detonation across 32 separate devices, that requires specialized training.
And this is where the doctor's involvement becomes even more chilling.
Potentially, yes. Their professional backgrounds, their likely understanding of chemistry or complex systems, it could have allowed them to develop or execute these plans with, let's say, greater precision than less educated recruits might manage.
This level of complexity, the funding, the coordination, it must demand external support, right? Who are the investigators connecting this whole sophisticated operation to?
Well, the NIA and the special cell are actively tracing those potential organizational ties, looking beyond just the local cell. The sources specifically mentioned they're probing links to 2 groups, Jaish-e-Mohammed or Jemiah.
Okay, major group.
Yes, a prominent, well-established foreign-based militant group, and also Ansar Ghazwatul Hind, or AGH. If those links are confirmed, especially to JAM, it could explain where the extensive funding and maybe the specialized training needed for a 32-car plot came from.
Right.
Tracing that money trail is, understandably, one of their highest priorities right now.
And this is where the real relevance of this deep dive becomes crystal clear for you, the listener. Sources are calling this the biggest terror plot uncovered in Delhi in the last 10 years. It's essential we understand why it gets that classification.
It really comes down to the potential for mass casualty and, frankly, national destabilization. We have to keep coming back to that major analytical point. The success in recruiting educated professionals, people who are typically the last individuals authorities might suspect. It means that traditional surveillance, traditional counterintelligence methods, they might need immediate reassessment. This is a new and really dangerous layer of potential infiltration.
Just think about the damage that was averted. If those 32 synchronized blasts had actually gone off in Delhi, Jaipur, Lucknow, and Bhopal.
Unthinkable.
The combined death toll, the destruction of infrastructure, the economic panic, the political fallout, it would have been absolutely catastrophic for the country. It's hard to even overstate the scale of the failure that was prevented here.
And that severity, it spurred an immediate and very stringent institutional response. The case was instantly filed under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, the UAPA.
Okay.
Now, for context, the UAPA is India's toughest anti-terror law. Applying it signals the government is classifying this plot as the absolute highest level of threat.
And the fallout went beyond just law enforcement, didn't it? Because Dr. Umar was linked to Al-Falah University.
Right. The Association of Indian Universities, the AIU, they took swift action too. They suspended the membership of Al-Falah University itself. That's a huge academic and institutional condemnation.
Wow.
And at the same time, Delhi just went into full high alert mode. There was a significant, very visible security increase across all the major transport hubs, railway stations, bus terminals, the metro, airports.
Makes sense.
Trying to preempt any further attacks or maybe attempts to activate any bombs that might still be out there. When an organization shows it can coordinate across 4 state capitals, well, authorities have to assume there could be cells or leftover devices almost anywhere.
So where does the investigation stand right now?
As of today, we know they've detained numerous suspects, interrogating them based on the materials found. The agency seemed to have 2 primary, really urgent goals right now. First, trace the entire funding system. How exactly did they pay for 32 cars? The bomb components, where did that money come from?
Okay.
Second, And this is perhaps the most critical immediate task. They're frantically searching to locate and neutralize any remaining vehicle bombs. Any cars that might have been purchased or rigged but weren't yet positioned for the attack.
A race against time.
Absolutely. Sources indicate the investigation is moving fast, consolidating evidence. We should probably expect a formal charge sheet to be filed in court against this network pretty soon.
This deep dive has really laid bare an operation of just staggering ambition. The plot wasn't just defined by its sheer scale, 32 cars, 4 major cities, but by the chilling sophistication of its leadership, that core cell of 6 doctors. It fundamentally changes how counterterrorism efforts have to view recruitment and logistics going forward.
Absolutely. The materials clearly show this network successfully pulled in highly educated professionals for a massive, highly organized terror plot. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the question for really every government is this: how do counterterrorism agencies adapt their surveillance, their intelligence methods to track radicalization when the recruits might now be coming from the highest levels of professional society? And what new challenge does that pose for maintaining public trust when the threat could originate from within positions of trust? That's the sobering consequence emerging from this investigation.